What happens when you gather hundreds of millions of dollars in Ferraris together at arguably the most iconic racetrack in the UK? Silverstone hosts a Ferrari racing day every year where Ferrari owners from across the country gathered to meet for a private track day. You can visit these track days as a spectator. As soon as you walk in behind the Hamilton Straight, you are instantly greeted with some gems from Maranello, such as an SP3 Daytona, a 12 competition, another 812 competition, and an SF90 with a Fiorano pack.
There's a race car.
Look at that one. That one's got 4 wheels on it.
Naturally, the first place we ended up was in the garages with some beautiful Ferrari racing cars in them. Whilst these F1 cars certainly look amazing, just take a look at these FXX program cars. So what is the XX program then? And what is the difference between this and this? Well, essentially, £10 million. Since 2005, if you were invited by Ferrari and have the cash to spare, you were able to buy an XX program car. XX program cars spanned multiple generations from 2005 to now. The first iteration of these XX program cars came in 2005 with the Ferrari FXX. This was a race car spin on the Ferrari Enzo, which was named after Ferrari's creator. Even though the Enzo was already an astonishing car, the FXX Ferrari took that to a whole nother level. Now, 5 years after the Ferrari FXX, Ferrari introduced a new car to the XX program, and this was the Ferrari 599. Now, whilst the 599 was already a beautiful Ferrari that made a beautiful sound, the 599XX again took it to another level because there was no restrictions for road use. Now, this allowed them to put on crazy aero yet again and straight pipe the exhaust with a beautiful system that sounds just like this. After the 599XX, Ferrari introduced what was, in my opinion, up until today, the most beautiful car in the XX program. Now, this was the LaFerrari FXXK. Now, the LaFerrari was already part of the holy trinity of cars, and this gave it huge prestige, and then yet again, with no road restrictions, they took it to another level, again with even more aero, even more sound. This car, well, it speaks for itself really, doesn't it? Now this brings us to today, where Ferrari have announced the SF90 XX. Whilst there was no examples of the SF90XX on track today because it is so new, there was one example inside of the main auditorium area. The SF90XX, in my opinion, is today the best car in the XX lineup, and this is for 2 reasons. Number 1, I love the modern flair of this Ferrari, and number 2, it's completely road legal. Yes, that's right, an XX program car, it is completely road legal. Now that you've selected your XX program car, Ferrari will invite you to 6 private track days across the world each year, from Monza to Silverstone. During this year, if you please, Ferrari will take care of the car for you. They will completely maintain it and look after it in their own garages. I know you've seen quite a few cars now, and some of them are worth millions of pounds, but how does this bring us to a combined total of hundreds of millions of pounds? Well, let's say the racing Ferraris aren't the only ones here on track today. It's because today, Ferrari had also invited certain owners to take their road-going Ferraris onto the Silverstone F1 circuit. Is it time for another montage? Yeah, I think it's time for another montage.
what you meant. You only know the time we spent. Take the pain from my heart and make it whole again.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out when we took our Porsche 356 to a car meet, and I somehow ended up in a Lamborghini Huracan STO.
It's been a while since I've seen your face. How you